Hi guys, welcome to another stream. I'm working on part 2 of my Daisy Dreams painting for my 100 Days of Paintings project, and it's a nice sunny day out at the moment, so hopefully the light will be good for us. So this is what I came up with yesterday, and done the shading and the highlights on this daisy here, and I've got the rest to do. So we're going to work on that, and hope you enjoy. If you've got an art question for me, please feel free to type it in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them for you. So I think I'm going to finish off the daisies first of all. It's really freezing here today in the UK. Last night we had some snow, so I'm kind of bundled up today in the studio trying to keep warm. I'm still cold. I've got the heating on and 2 cardigans and a t-shirt, and I'm still freezing. I've got a nice big cup of green tea to keep me warm as well, so that'll keep me going. Yesterday was my first broadcast here on Twitch, and yeah, it went really well, and managed to record it on the software but not actually on Twitch. So I'm hoping I've got it right today, so you'll be able to see this one in the future. I don't think it stays up for very long, especially for new accounts, so I think it's 14 days, something like that. And I was going to add some music to the background of this, but I'll probably upload it to YouTube as well. So, and I couldn't really find any music that I enjoyed, so it'll have to be quiet. Sometimes I like working in the quiet anyway, and if any of you have questions, if you join me later on, then I can answer those for you, hopefully. I'm going to have to find a more comfortable way of setting this up next time, because I'm kind of having to lean over too much to reach to show you in the camera what I'm doing, so I'll have to try and play around with this setup a bit. I need to really move the camera closer to me, I think, and see if that works better. Let me see if I can do that now. I've got like a makeshift arm for my camera attached to my table, so let's see, move it right to the end here. And I won't have to lean over so much. Okay, so now I can bring this forward. Just move my lights. That's a lot better. So I'm going to see what I'm doing. You can see what I'm doing, and I haven't got to stretch so far over, so that's a lot better. Just move this. Yep, that's cool. Right, so I've done the daisy now, and make sure I keep you in frame. Okay, I've done the daisy now, and let's see what we're going to work on next. Let's work on the little penstemons, the pink ones. I did some purple ones on that side and some pink on this side, so let's work on those and get some highlights and shading on them. You can see the arm of their camera in my other camera setup. Works pretty good though. Just a bit of wood and a few fixings. I'm using Liquitex Heavy Body Acrylic for this pink one. It's a really nice pink. I use that also in the sky to give it a bit of interest. If you missed yesterday's broadcast and would like to see it, I've added it to my YouTube channel. You can find me at Niki Butterfly 80 on YouTube, so that's on there. That's one of the first videos on there, I think. So I did a little studio tour as well, so you can see that if you're interested. Now I'm going to move on to the purple one. And I've got this lavender craft paint. I'm always knocking my paints off. I'm just blending that shadow out there. And now I'm going to put in some highlights. Welcome to those of you joining me, and thank you so much for those of you who are going to watch the replay in the future. I really appreciate it. I hope to do regular streams on Twitch as well as Ustream and my YouTube channel, so hope you can pop along to one of those. It'd be really great to see you, and hopefully as people get to know that I'm here, we'll have some good art conversations. Should be really fun. Well, I'm happy to try and answer your art questions. Always struggle to open this tube of paint every time. I don't think it helps that my hands are freezing cold. No, it's not coming. I'm going to have to try that again later. Oh well. Right, I need my blue for the forget-me-nots. I've got a paint tester pot that I'm using for that. Figured I might as well use that up. It's kind of like acrylic paint, so got these little forget-me-nots down here. I thought they looked cute, sort of framing the bottom of the heart. This is one of the colours I was going to paint my studio in, but ended up going for a different one. So I usually go through several tester pots each time I want to paint a room because I'm so fussy about the colour. And I'm going to add in the highlights. Just gives it more depth to the paint. Like I said yesterday, I'm not trying to go for realism here with the painting of the flowers. It's my style's pretty whimsical, and it's kind of like a impression of whatever I'm trying to paint, so in this case flowers. It's just a case of balancing out the shading and highlights and midtones to give a nice effect. I'm gonna have some of my tea before it gets cold. That's nice on my cold hands. So I need to decide what I'm doing with this flower stems now and the grasses. I don't want to sort of crowd it too much because I think it looks really nice and light and fresh at the moment. So I'm not quite sure. I might just add in a bit of shading and highlights on those stems and trying to keep it as light as I can. I use this nice leaf green for the stems. And let's see how we go. Like I said yesterday, you can always paint over acrylics if you make a mistake, so that's the beauty of them. So I'm just going to do small sections because acrylics dry fairly quick and I don't want to have them all dry before I've finished. You can see that one's already starting to go. So I'm just going to lay on a bit more of the green on this one as it's quite dark. And I'm going to rinse my brush. I always work wet and wet when I'm doing the highlight and shading, because with these brushes it works really well blending it all together. And I always remember which side my light source is coming from, so you always put the highlights and shadows on the correct side for whatever way you're doing it. So that looks nice. Still kept it quite nice but more detailed, so I think I'm going to carry on with that. Just really working a little section at a time. Adding in that detail. I'm trying to be quite light with it so I don't take away from the feel of the whole painting. And of course I'm not using huge amounts of paint either, so that's another reason that it would dry quite quick. I'm just being really light with it. Too light, I think. Needs a bit more. And down here where there's more flowers, it'll be darker as well. Starting to get darker here now. I think we're okay still for light though. I think yesterday I was kind of a bit overexposed, so I don't want to put all the lights on just yet because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. blending it in. And one more little section of grass and flower stems to go. Just over here. I'm starting to warm up now, which is good. Somehow painting always helps with that, somehow. So there we go, that bit's done. Now let's see if we can open this yellow. Now my hands have warmed up a bit. Hopefully. We need to do those daisy middles, don't we? I don't know why it's stuck. Oh, here we go. Yay! This is a really gorgeous yellow. It's Naples yellow by Winsor & Newton Galleria. Really lovely colour. It reminds me of sunshine. have some more tea now, I think. So pretty much coming towards the end. I just need to go around the edges. Normally I use charcoal pencil to go around the edges and sort of soften it with a cotton bud or Q-tip. But for this I want to keep it nice and sort of light and airy. So I'm going to use graphite pencil and just sort of tidy the edges up a little bit. And I'm also going to add some glitter to the petals of the daisies. And just sort of freshen it up a bit more. And then I'll be ready to sign it and do the edges. This is going to be a hanging heart. And so I'm going to add some jute string to make a loop so you can hang it up. And then I think we're going to be done. So let's have a look for my glitter. That's handy, it's right near the top. I use this Stickles glitter glue, and it's Stardust. Hopefully you can see that. Switching back and forth between views to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So yeah, we'll add that in a minute. So let's just go ahead and sort of tidy up different areas. I can see I've got a little loose line there that I don't need. I'll rub that. And right, so most of it should be pretty dry now. I'm just going to lightly go around the edges and add any detail that I think of as I go. I'm not pressing hard, I'm just being really light with the pencil. This is just a regular mechanical pencil HB. I always use these now because I find them really easy to use and gives me the look that I want. So and at this stage it will tell me whether there's any other bits that I want to add before I completely finish it. If I've missed anything or want to add anything. I'm now going to sign it at the bottom. Use my earth brown. And then we're ready to put some glitter on. So I'm just going to squeeze out a little bit on each of the petals. This one needs shaking, it's all got stuck at the bottom, I think. There we go. The good thing about these is they have these nice nozzles on, so you can direct where you want the glitter glue to go. Let's put a tad on the centres of the flowers as well, and I might put a little bit randomly down the bottom here just to lift it up. That really gives it another dimension to it, and it's really pretty. So there you can see all the glitter. Looks really nice. So now we just need to paint the edges to give it a nice finish. So I use a black paint. Doesn't matter really what black paint you use. At the moment I'm using this Amsterdam acrylic. It's just a standard series, and it's just really for the edges, and I don't tend to use a lot of black. It's mostly for the edges of my paintings, and also for like little details like eyes and stuff like that. So I'm going to use my small brush. Normally I use a flat-headed brush if it's a bit bigger or I'm feeling rather confident. But we'll use this one as it's to hand, and being careful not to smudge anything. We're just gonna paint the edges, cover up any paint that's come over the edge. This is quite tricky to do on camera because I normally hold it quite close to make sure I do it properly. I do have some tricks that I can share with you on another broadcast about how to remove acrylic, especially black. If you're painting the sides black of your pieces and you go over the edge where you don't want to on the front, I've got a little trick on how to repair that, so I'll probably share that on another broadcast. Hopefully we won't need that today. I usually do probably 2 coats of the black on the edges just to make sure it's got a nice even coverage. And then I add the jute string once the paint is dry. Tricky getting in the corner here, especially when you're doing it from a distance. So far so good. And there you go. That's what it looks like. All complete with the sides painted as well. So there you go. I'm pretty pleased with how that's turned out. It's a nice, light, airy, pretty kind of piece, and a great start to this new year. So I'm going to let that dry and then put the jute string on and get it photographed ready for my email list. So thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and thank you if you're watching this in the future. And I'll see you again soon on another broadcast. Bye for now.